In the early years of the 20th century, water management and agriculture in southern New Mexico went through radical changes that would shape the region's history up to our present day. In 1905, the United States Congress authorized the new United States Reclamation Service to build a dam across the Rio Grande at Elephant Butte. In response, Mesilla Valley farmers formed the Elephant Butte Water Users Association to work with the Reclamation Service in securing their supply of irrigation water. Delegates from New Mexico, Texas, and Mexico drew up an agreement for sharing the rights to the river water, including the annual delivery of 60,000 acre-feet of water to Ciudad Juarez from the proposed reservoir. The Elephant Butte Dam was finished in 1916, and the Elephant Butte Irrigation District was organized 2 years later. It replaced the old Water Users Association and took on the additional responsibility of managing the repayment of the dam construction costs to the federal government. As a quasi-municipality, the Elephant Butte Irrigation District, or EBID, was given the authority to collect taxes to pay the construction debt. Over the years, the Rio Grande project expanded to include a vast network of irrigation, drainage, and flood control systems, including not only the Elephant Butte Dam, but additional dams at Leesburg, Mesilla, Caballo, and Percha. The history of the district encompasses years of drought and of plenty, of changing laws, changing jurisdictions, developing technologies, battles with gophers, and legal battles. In 1971, EBID finally paid off the construction debt, and in 1978, it finally took over the management of ditches and canals within the district from the Bureau of Reclamation. And in 1979, a dispute began with the El Paso district over EBID's use of groundwater to supplement the water from the reservoir. This was finally resolved in 2008 by the governing boards of both districts. The current processing of the EBID records has progressed over the past 2 years with the help of 2 students hired with funding we received through the Salopec Foundation. As of May 2011, the records are in the final stage of physical arrangement. The Elephant Butte Irrigation District records currently in the RGHC span the years from 1906 to about 1980. They document the scheduling and delivery of irrigation water, the construction and maintenance of dams and ditches for irrigation and flood control, the management of finances related to the responsibilities of the district, and the district's interaction with government agencies and water users in this and other areas. With irrigation so fundamental to the economy here, and with our mission as a historical repository and as part of the land-grant university, there has been a conscious desire to provide the sources for the study of water management since the RGHC was first established. There are many aspects of this documented in our holdings which are of use to different people. By far the most dramatic documents we have related to the district are the photographs of the Elephant Butte Dam and reservoir itself. Many of these come from hydrology reports by Herbert Yo, who served as the state engineer and in the Soil Conservation Service. Currently we have photographs available online from Herbert Yo and from many other sources showing scenes of the dam, the reservoir, the river, canals, floods, and so on. There are many more photographs that we have from EBID which are still not online. When they are finally made available over the web, we hope that they will increase a public appreciation of the history behind the building of the reservoir and the important work the district does. This work that the district does is not as exciting as detonating dynamite, and not always as endearingly goofy as grabbing gophers. It does not produce many dramatic photographs in its day-to-day work, but it has built the foundation that supports the economy of this region. These historic images of agriculture in the Mesilla Valley are evidence of the vital, behind-the-scenes work of the irrigation district. The generations that have lived and farmed here since the late 19th century have all had their lives shaped by the workings of the irrigation district and its predecessors. Water right adjudication is a long and painstaking process which requires documentation of land ownership and water use because of New Mexico's prior appropriation water laws. The records of the district serve to establish and maintain such rights. Repositories such as the RGHC were established with historians in mind, but besides history there are other disciplines whose scholars may benefit from these records. For example, students of government can study the operation of quasi-public agencies such as the EBID. Agriculture economics students and historians can study these records to determine the effects of irrigation in the Mesilla and Rincon valleys. Hydrologists can study the flow of the Rio Grande from documents within the EBID records, and sociologists can examine the relationship between EBID and the community it serves.